We got a holy war in the Middle East. We've got India and Pakistan, World War II. We have Ethan and Ian lobbing rhetorical nukes at each other, content cops. And you know what? I think it made Ralph feel just a little bit jealous. Because, you know, when the king of the sector is not getting his due, he's not getting the attention that he deserves, well, he responds in a way only a king can. So, after the death and resurrection of Ethan Ralph in Colombia last weekend, he went silent again for about a day. And like I said, a day without a Ralph tweet, it's sus. Ralph, he can't help himself. But here we got May 4th. This is after he supposedly visited his son. He went to Tijuana. Ralph loves Tijuana. 5th, we have a couple tweets on the 5th, but then there's a gap here. No tweets on the 6th. And everyone was wondering, Is he doing another? Is he doing another shoot? Is he shooting himself into a mark, into a jabroni shoot, or whatever the frick the terms are? But you know, what does he say when he gets back? I lived, bitch. Home sweet home. So there had to have been a story here, and people were speculating. And look, he says he's going to tell the story on Saturday. We're going to get to hear, but you know, Ralph, he can't. He always steps on his own toes, right? You know, I'm sure that the story he would have told tomorrow would have been very clean. It would have been about him slaying dragons in Tijuana, getting, you know, hookers for free. Who the fuck knows? But that's sober Ralph who wanted to tell that story on Saturday. And sober Ralph isn't the only Ralph. There's also King Ralph, intoxicated King Ralph, who decided to call into freaking Mersh's show last night, I think at like 5 a.m. or something, and spill the beans on what happened. Now, I haven't heard all this, but I've seen some summaries. Apparently, in Tijuana, he got beat up, robbed, and arrested. And he apparently sounds pretty fucked in this. So we're just going to let the man tell it from his own mouth, because he'll tell it in a way that's more entertaining than I ever could. Here we go. And Mersh is this guy is somehow even more washed than Ralph. This is the guy who had a seizure on stream. Or I guess it was a stroke, the one where he's talking about Ohio female cop, and then like passes out. So him and Ralph are kind of like two peas in the pod. Not really because like they're actually friends, but more like because at the end of everything, you know, when the credits are about to roll, it really doesn't matter who's next to you. But that guy, whoever's there, well, you know, they're your friend whether you want them to or not. Want them to be or not.
I know I'm clean.
Can you fucking hear me now?
Hey, there he is. Hi, Ralph.
God fucking damn motherfucker!
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I was
Sorry.
like, and then I was like, yeah, Ralph.
That's just the standard announcement for the king.
Just 15 minutes, don't worry. It took 25 to get you on.
Sorry. Okay, you know what? Rib me if you want, but I could not do anything about it except restart the fucking computer. So, like, I'm sorry. Everybody here, I know about maybe 50-60% like me here, and the other
50-60%, we all like you, Ralph. I mean, this guy's the king. Why is he down on himself? That's how you know he's a little drunk right now. That and the fact that he joined the call and immediately started screaming at Mersh for no reason.
30% hate me.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
I get.
Yeah,
your audience is about the same ratio. Like, I go in, most of them.
He's like, yeah, you know, we're just two peas in the pod, bro. No, people only watch us because they hate us. Mersh likes to pretend to be some kind of like New York mob boss guy in between stroking out on stream.
We're calling him something of them like, take.
There you go.
So I do apologize. That was not my intention. The only thing I could do was restart the fucking computer. By God,
Fine.
you know what? Turn it
By God, I got robbed.
off and turn it back on. Works every fucking time. It's unbelievable.
Just before you get wound up, because I know you're gonna go off, I'm gonna just real quick, K-Rads. I want to thank K-Rads who just donated.
He knows he's gonna go off. That's the funny thing is, as dumb as Mersh is, he really does like understand Ralph. Maybe it's just because he's been surrounded by drunk idiots his whole life. You know, he himself is a drunk idiot, but there's been a couple really funny streams where Ralph will just call into Mersh's show just fucked, and we'll just spurg the fuck out, because this guy, it's like the dumping ground, right? This guy has almost no audience and no one, and the only people who watch him to laugh at him. So, you know, he's one of the few guys that might be lower on the totem pole than Ralph. So, you know, Ralph's got to kind of like a dog pissing on a tree, mark his territory every so often by coming into the stream and just, you know, just screaming the N-word, TOSing like the stream, whatever.
He said, hey, Mersh,
I don't think there's any of that in here, unfortunately, but like I said, I've been told this is a good clip.
Hate when people send sad stuff and dampen the mood, but gravity. Sorry to bring things down. See, it was a dad joke.
Gravity.
Nice dad joke. So you're alive.
Yeah.
You sound pumped.
You know, you have no idea, Mersh, and I'm not going to tell it all right now, but
so like I was saying last time, you got to kind of put into perspective what Ethan Ralph's victory conditions are. This guy has like, and think of like your worst nightmare of humiliation, like something really bad happening to you, and you could think of all these different things. It's going to be different for everybody, but all of them have happened to Ralph. He's had his small the Memphis Mamba drop. He's gotten beat up in public. He's gotten beat up not in public, but like shown his face, like shown how damaged he was. He's been deplatformed off of everything. He's been humiliated in debates. He's passed out naked on stream. He's fallen over onto bottles, cutting himself. Just everything, whatever your personal nightmare scenario of humiliation is, Ralph has gone through it. So
I went to Colombia. That was the easy part of my journey, and then I went
to so like I said, like his victory conditions are just survive. It's objective survive. Okay, with Ralph, like just fuck you, A-Logs. I got on a plane and went to a foreign country to hang out with human traffickers, and guess what? I didn't die. Fucking W, man. Massive Ralph victory. I just don't even know how the Cringe Casino and everybody else will recover.
Tijuana, and the fuckheads, Harry Morris and all these people, they're like well, Ralph,
Harry Morris is his wife's it's his father-in-law. His wife ran away. You might have seen in the clip I played over the music where at that fight he got in at the weirdo's house, he said he's going to leave her in 6 months. She left him, and it was a little over 6 months.
Skipped out on his first visit with my son. Actually, no, I went there at like 1 o'clock thinking I was going to get through in 30 minutes, and I didn't. And the mother of my son is a fill in the blank. And so she gave me 20 minutes to get across. I couldn't get across. Regardless, I got across.
It's my mother of my son's fault that I was drunk and late to my appointment to meet my son. I was waylaid at the border. Like, buddy, you chose to live in Mexico. You chose to drop the sex tape. Whatever. What am I saying? Ralph's a king. I shouldn't even be shitting on him. This is like, Ralph is living exactly the life that he's meant to live, that he wishes, that he wanted. He's getting exactly what he wants.
On the second day, my son is a joy. He looks just like me, except he's even funnier than me. And I had a great visit with him on Sunday, and he almost made me cry. I don't want to bring the mood down, but he did want to leave, and we were having a great time. And then things went downhill from there. And so I won't go into not.
Did you find your phone?
No.
I won't go into detail, but this clip is over an hour long.
But like, I nothing to do with him. But I went and I had an argument with a person named Lynx.
Okay, so I said before, Lynx was mentally ill. Thought had connections with Keemstar, worked on Locale Live, dropped a call that she had with Keemstar, where Keemstar's like drunk and basically sexually harassing her, despite Keemstar being married. Apparently Keemstar's wife's okay with it because, and this is like the worst kept secret ever, but it's pretty clear that Keemstar's wife is actually a lesbian. And so they have some kind of weird arrangement. But anyway, so he's like sexually harassing Lynx, saying all this gross shit, like basically trying to like bang her or whatever. Lynx drops the call because she sees this as her chance to get clout, right? Because otherwise, like, the only time anyone even knows what a Lynx is or pays attention to her is when she's like involved, like a side character in other drama, right? She's not really like an independent entity. So she drops the call. She had every incentive to, whatever. Ralph covers it, has her on the show because she'll go on anywhere, right? Anywhere to get attention. And he was supposed to have a show with her when he died for 3 days, and she basically dropped him because of that, because she was not warned about that. And so now Ralph has his like feud with Lynx, and supposedly she went on RTU's show today, like an hour ago, and was supposed to drop like information. I looked, and it looks like she's only on the show for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, look, like 20 minutes. I don't know what she could have dropped that was that important. Ralph seems to think she has dirt because he was kind of coping in the tweets here. I might go to that after this just see if like she actually did anything. But anyway, so he's kind of having this feud with Lynx, and that's why he's bringing her up.
Yeah, the chick with the nice tits. So you guys aren't friends
Thank you, Mersh.
anymore?
Nah, she can burn in hell for all
Jesus.
She can burn in hell. That's such a classic Ralph line. It's like, literally yesterday, you're my collaborator. Yeah, I think you're pretty hot. Like, you're pretty good. And then the next day, just because she doesn't appreciate you faking your death, she can burn in hell.
Related?
So, like, the reason is she just blocked me like an hour ago.
She blocked you.
She kept sending me messages about like who took her channel down. I'm like, I mean, basically, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I guess her channel got taken down?
Me publicly, you trash me publicly. Why do I
Okay, and then this is another Ralph Mail move. Rather than doing like what you think you do here, which is like, oh yeah, she's a bitch, but I don't take channels down. I'm not a false flagger like Mundane Matt. You know, and that's like where he made his bones, is revealing that, 10 years ago. So instead of saying that, he's just like, she deserved this, and you know what? I wish I flagged her down. He always does that when people like call him out for being drunk. Like when he's obviously drunk, he always has this line where he's like, "I wish I was drunk." It's like, okay, it's not a very good rhetorical tactic, Ralph. And Ralph should be the master, being the king of the sector, right?
Well, fuck, who took your channel down? Like you intimated that it might be me, publicly and privately, that took your channel down. So I don't give a fuck if your channel stays down, if you stay down, if you fucking choke to death on a dick. I really don't give a fuck what the fuck happens to you, bitch. And so
would it be more likely the Keemstar went after her? Because he's a snitch. He's the YouTube snitch.
Knows that, right? Like,
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know.
Keemstar's not above something like that.
Maybe I'm just too nice. I guess, if I'm sweet on a girl.
Did you just say maybe I was too nice? Hold on.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too nice. I guess.
She can burn in hell for all I care. I wish I took her channel down. I'd kill her myself if I was near here. But, maybe I'm being too nice.
If I'm sweet on a girl or whatever, I'll be nice to them. And so they take advantage of that. I was in Colombia. Hunter Moore heard a voice.
Did he just admit that he was simping for her? Ralph L.
Message from her. And, his friend TJ heard it. And he said, man, she's playing you. She's going to turn on you. And
no shit.
Basically invented revenge porn and all this.
Quasimodo predicted this.
Like, you know who I'm talking about. And so he said, man, she's playing you. And I'm like, I don't want to believe that. Da, da. So she came on my show that Monday that I was in Colombia. I told her to go. I shouldn't do this, Merge, because I usually disavow this. But,
the Ralph disavowal. if even Ralph disavows it, it must be bad. But like, what is the value of your disavowal? Like, for real?
Keem can write kayfabe. I can write kayfabe a lot better than Keem because I'm a 35-year-old wrestling. Well,
did he just say he's 35? That's tough. Have you guys? I mean, it's kind of crazy how Ralph looks, because he legit looks like 65. I don't think he's. I think he's like 30. I think he's older than 35.
35 years worth of wrestling fandom.
35 years. I have 35 years experience in being a wrestling fan. He sounds like PWR. So you get a little certificate, put it on your bed. 35 years of mark.
I said I can do kayfabe better than him, so I told her to come on there and lay it on me, right?
Whoa.
And she did, and I thought it was funny. But if you watch the clip,
she didn't. She literally just called you an idiot, and then said "fuck you" and laughed.
Notice that I'm kind of like, I'm not perturbed. I'm playing it for laughs, and she kind of used that. I don't know. There are a lot of people in her ear to try to like cut me off or whatever. Like,
there's a conspiracy against the Raffle Mail, going from all the way down to Lynx, the streamer, goes all the way to the top, to the Biden administration.
Controversial or this or that, even though I made her thousands of dollars. So like,
I don't think she made thousands of dollars from this.
Regardless,
well, maybe she did.
We have a little disagreement about that. And Hunter says, just don't talk to her anymore. Like,
Hunter is the human trafficker guy from Colombia, who's Ralph's new best friend, who spent time in federal prison. That's why I don't feel bad calling him like a human trafficker. Like, the guy literally spent time in federal prison. Okay.
Don't talk to her. Don't give her any more ammo. And he was right, honestly. And I should have took his advice.
Yeah, these bitches are goofy, bro. She was recording Keemstar back when she was like supposedly cool with the guy she was recording.
Keemstar's not gonna help.
You all record each other. Okay, that's the other thing about this sector. Everybody is recording everybody all the time. Like, I'm being recorded right now, and I'm nobody. Like, 2 bots are watching. Ralph's probably recording this. Like, it's everybody record. You have to assume that every conversation you have, on or off stream, is being recorded, and it's going to get dropped on you someday.
Her, dude, what the fuck?
So, like, to bring up, like, oh, she's a particularly slatternly hoe who recorded me without my consent. It's the guy who dropped a secretly recorded revenge porn tape.
Like, Keemstar's the one who got her channel taken down. Like, what the fuck?
No. But what I'm talking about is back in the day when she was cool with him, she was already secretly recording the guy. So it's like,
yes.
It's like these hoes.
Just like that, and it was my fault.
That's why there's like.
Oh, did he almost say it's my fault? Don't surrender, Ralph.
Really, almost
never surrender.
DMs of me. I don't know what to say, Merge.
Dude, as many times as these internet motherfuckers have tried to take me down, that's why there's really there's nothing on me, because like I've known for years that
there's nothing on me. Okay. Okay, this guy, I could talk for 2 hours about just Mersh. There's a documentary by Porcelain that's like 5 hours long just about Mersh, about him. He like worked for a strip club and sued his manager for being racist, then did like a hard turn to the alt-right on streaming. He used to be friends with Gabe Hoffman, the open secret guy, then decided apropos of nothing that like he hates high elves. He had 2 strokes on stream. Like they can dig all they want. They'll never find anything on Mersh. Has stroke, passes out, dies.
If they're gonna send me their titties and shit, the best they're gonna get out of me is like, hell yeah, nice titties. But I'm not gonna. There's
No one's sending you pictures of titties, Merch. He's talking like Lynx was his like it sent it directly to him. That's not what happened. They got leaked by someone totally unrelated to you.
no DMs of me being like, I want to wedge my dick in between.
There's definitely DMs where Mersh says that. I guarantee you this guy has simp text. If Dickless Molesterson has simp text back during the Simspiracy like 5 years ago, Mersh has like a novel's worth of probably every single anime profile pic pretending to be a woman in his DMs. He probably has like a novel length message history with simping for. I guarantee it.
Me butt cheeks. I want to drink your sweat, ho. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's oddly specific, like you've said it before.
there's just none of that. I don't get into that with you. I don't trust them.
A dick pic or anything like that, but she sent me, like nudes, more nudes, and more nudes. And
Okay, so now Ralph is making a claim Lynx was sending him nudes. Really, Lynx? I mean, who knows? Like, on the one hand, like Ralph, this is a classic like thing Ralph would lie about, right? Because like in the psychosexual like Ralph male brain, he is the like peak of male desirability. So like, of course he would claim this, but Lynx is pretty dumb. So maybe she did. I don't know.
And she went back and deleted them off.
Oh yeah, of course she did. Okay, so yeah, he's lying. she deleted them. I'm sure, buddy.
Or whatever. Of course.
And I'm sure you wouldn't have saved them. Oh wait, did you just say he did?
Nudes and more nudes, and she went back and deleted them off, Discord or whatever. Of course, I still have some of them. Whatever.
Yeah, but you won't drop them because they don't exist, right?
I'm not doing anything with them.
By the way, ladies, just understand this. I've never shared.
Because Ralph has such a good history about not. He's literally convicted of revenge porn. Like if he had him, he'd drop him. That's how the Ralph Mill does it. That's how this sector works. It's maximum retaliation. We went over the Herman Kahn 44 stages of escalation list on Wednesday. Ralph is at stage 44, like mass civilian targets at all times.
A nude in my life, and I never will. It's just code of conduct that I personally hold, and I send me nudes, and I will
The
never
Ralph,
share them with anybody.
the Mersh code of
Hey, I don't
conduct.
give a fuck.
Well, no. Even before it was a law, I never did that shit. What I'm saying is, ladies, I'll never share your nudes. But
Okay, so this is the guy who's telling us about how he never talks to girls online. He doesn't simp at all, and now he's apropos of nothing making this announcement. Attention all women, I can be trusted. Like, you sound desperate, dude.
me nudes, I'm saving them shits. I'm gonna jack off to you 10 years from now.
I have them saved. Like, I mean, I have them. So, like, her deleting them was just stupid. Like, whatever. Okay, it was an insult, right? And so it's like, okay, you delete them. Okay, fine. And then she went out and said, "Oh, I'm not going on Ralph's show," and I was stranded. I won't go into the Tijuana story because
I won't go into it. Hour left to the clip.
and that's I won't go into the Tijuana story because that's its own arc.
Arc. Imagine getting beat up in a third world country, arrested, and having a seizure, and you're just like, just another arc in the life of the Ralph.
And that's going to go into the book. And so I won't reveal
The book, the mythical book. He claims he's writing a book. I hope he is, because it would be one of the best. I mean, it's not going to be well written, but it's going to be one of the best books ever. I think he wants to call it like infamous or some rapper shit.
what all happened, but it was a nightmare to get back to Merida. It was an absolute fucking nightmare without a phone, without any pesos, without any cars.
Yeah.
No phone, no pesos, just me in the Mexican desert.
I had to go to a fucking.
I don't even like being stuck in Tampa if my phone's missing and I have no cash on me. You know what I mean?
I had to go to.
Ralph's crossing the border on a horse with no name.
I'll tell you this part. I walked through Tijuana at 12 a.m. and
Great choice, man. wakes up in the middle of the night. Time to do my nightly walk through the slums of Tijuana.
I went to the San Ysidro crossing, which is not the usual crossing. I usually go to Otay. And so I got there and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And the guard said, hey, just hop on the trolley. Like, they'll let you ride. They know you don't have any money, whatever.
Yeah. Bro, just get in this human trafficking bus. Just get under the hay. We'll take you over.
And they did. And so I rode to the Otay crossing. I went back to the same fucking place, and Nady Bakes got me another ticket, and I made it through. The mistake the first time, without getting into the particular, when you walk into Tijuana, it's like another world, brother.
It's Tijuana. Yeah, it's like Cartel Central, dude.
And so, if I would have had 300 pesos, I could have just gotten into a taxi and no big deal, right? But like the first time I went through, I didn't get into a taxi because I didn't have any fucking money, and so I was just gonna walk to the airport. Well, that didn't work out, and I won't reveal everything that happened there. Eventually, I will. But so anyway, I guess I'm kind of revealing it now, honestly.
Yeah, here we go. This is always what happens. Ralph, like, he's on drugs or he's drunk. He actually doesn't sound drunk here, but which is surprising because, like I said, he made these tweets being like, "I'll tell my story on Saturday. Everybody come to the event," and then gets on the stream and spills the beans anyway, which is like a classic drunk move, right? But he always does this, is he gets in these calls or whatever, and he like alludes to something he wants to talk about like 20 times, but keeps saying he can't talk about it, and then just says it all. Like in the call, like probably one of the grossest pieces of audio ever created was a call that he had with Pod Awful, where he talked about like poop for 2 hours, and the whole time he's just like, "I can't reveal this about my baby mama," and then talks about it for like explicit sexual details for 2 hours.
I got let out at midnight, and
got let out at midnight. So I guess he that's the reference to the arrest.
Nothing, no, money, no phone, no nothing. I just walked towards San Diego, went to San Diego.
Walking towards. So I wish I was an artist, like I was good at drawing, because I just have this vision in my mind of like the most Kino wallpaper ever. That's just Ralph, like bloody and bruised, with like his gun out in the desert, like standing on a hillside with like the lights of Tijuana under him, and it's just like the journey to San Diego begins.
Isidro, then went and made it to Otay. And so I went back to Otay to that same fucking place, and they let me use the phone, and I got a ticket, and I said, "Hey, man, I need Western Union this time because you can't walk. There's certain places you can walk through Tijuana. There's certain places you don't want to walk through Tijuana, right? And so,
Whoa, really? You're telling me that Tijuana is not the safest place? Maybe that's... Well, I guess we're going to learn here in a minute why.
When I went back across the second time, I said, "Hey, 300 pesos. Okay, straight to the airport." The first time, that's not what happened, and some other things took place, and I won't go through that.
Right, I won't go. Because all we're getting is the taxi ride.
I won't go through that, except I'll do that exactly right now.
In the walk parts, you got to give the audience something.
I don't want to reveal
this
it.
This motherfucker calls in and he's like, "All right, I got to tell you about Tijuana," and then every time it's some good shit, he's hitting the fast forward button.
You're a smart guy. You can probably figure it out.
Most backhanded compliment ever. Ethan Ralph thinks you're a smart guy.
Oh, I know, but the audience is like...
Oh, he knows.
All right, so this is a story so far. So he's like, "I went to go see my kid, right? And I got to Tijuana, right? So I couldn't figure out if I could get a taxi, but then I was able to get a taxi. And then some stuff happened. And then fast forward to then I'm in a taxi again, and we're taking a taxi to the next taxi.
I mean, I am glad that Bursch got him to... I don't know how much credit I want to give him. Like I said, Ralph does this. He says, like, I won't talk about this, and then always talks about it. So I don't know if really Mersh deserves any credit, but if he does, it's for getting him to tell the story like this by pressing him.
I lost my phone. I missed my flight. And then I got across, and I had a flight booked, and I went through, but I didn't have any money. And so I said, okay, I'll just walk to the airport. Well, it turns out, this maybe, the Tijuana officers, the city officers, not the Guardia Nacional, the city police in Tijuana are crooked as fuck. What?
Did he get... Okay, so he got beaten up and robbed by the police? Ralph has never had good experiences with the police. He's a felon, and the felony he has is he tried to swing at a female cop in Spartansburg and fell down some stairs, and so he got charged with like assaulting an officer or something. And now you're telling me walk into the airport, the Tijuana police see this guy, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, we're slaughtering this piggy." Like,
what? I would make allegations like that, dude.
Yeah, I know, you couldn't believe it. And so things happened, and
he sounds like a rape victim. Like, holy shit.
I was delayed for 30 hours. I'll just say that. How about that? And they let me go at midnight. And this black guy's like, "I'm just going to sit there." He's a gringo too. "I'm just going to sit there at the bus stop." I said, "Nigga, I'm walking to fucking San Diego. I don't give a shit." And I'm walking through like gang territory.
The journey, the fellowship of the Gunt leaves for San Diego to get to Rivendell.
Fucking, you know, like people can't really understand it unless you do it.
Yeah, well, that's the. Yeah, Ralph. Most people choose not to live in fucking Tijuana if they have the choice.
And so I walked to San Ysidro, but that's not my usual crossing. So I got to San Ysidro, like I don't know, 8 Latinas sit at my table, and they all have phones, but like, you know, what am I supposed to add? Like, they don't even speak English. Like, what am I supposed to say? Hey, can I use your fucking Twitter?
He's been living in Mexico for like 3 years, still doesn't speak a freaking word of Mexico other than probably like cerveza por favor.
To fucking, because I don't know his number, right? Can I use your Twitter?
Yeah, that's weird too if you don't have numbers.
Right, like I don't have numbers, so like I'm just sitting there, and then I walked up to the guard, and he said, "Hey, just get on the trolley. They don't check that." He said, "Then you can get on the bus. You might get a ticket for that. You know, maybe not." So I got on the bus, and then I got off at the wrong spot, and I walked up to this motorcyclist, and I looked like shit, like, you know. My nose, you know, they bust me in the nose and all this shit. And so he
busts me in the nose. Okay, so he was a lot worse than he's letting on here. He probably actually really got beat up.
He said, "Hey,
for him to even admit that means it was way worse."
You want a banana? Like, yeah.
What? So a random Mexican hit you in the face and offered you a banana? What is this? Is this like a rape fantasy? What the fuck?
He said, "Do you want 2 bananas?" I'm like, "Yeah," and not banana as in dick, but like banana as in like.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying.
Actual food. And
this sounds horrible so far.
Yeah, it's horrible. And so he gave me 2 bananas. I ate that shit quick as fuck. And then I got back to the bus, you know, the bus stop, and I said, "Hey man, I got off in the wrong spot. I don't have any money. You know, I mean, I do have money, but I have no way to access it, right?"
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I'm surprised he was so flippantly saying he has no money, because that's, you know, it's kind of part of the victory conditions for the Alpha male is like, don't die, have money. When I say have money, I don't mean like Ralph's living high, he's like a millionaire, like he puts all this terrible shit happens, but at least he's making a lot of money. I mean like has money as in 300 pesos to ride the bus. Like he barely makes any money. So I'm surprised he was willing to admit that, but now he's gonna cope. He's gonna be like, my money is tied up in my investments or
and
some
so shit. I said, "Hey, can you know, just let me ride to the Otay Mesa crossing?" And he said, "Sure." Which is what the guards told me. He said, "You know what? If you just tell them honestly that you don't have any money and like you can't access it, they'll probably just let you ride." And so they did. And I went to the Otay Mesa crossing, went back to that same place that I was at on Monday, and Nady Bakes got me another ticket. And this time I said, you know, I'm not trying to squeeze him out of money, but I was like I need a Western Union. Like I can't go back to Tijuana and just walk through Tijuana.
Fuck no, dude.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. And so as soon as I went into Tijuana the next time, 300 pesos, they took me straight to the airport, and it was all good. But you know, I looked like hell. Like it was a disaster. Medellin is much safer. Medellin, as they say in Colombia. It's not Medellin. It's Medellin in Colombia. But
wow,
you know,
told you he's an international man of mystery. Only someone really cultured would know that.
I made it through, got through the airport, and I'm back in Merida now. But yeah, it was like I had to walk an hour to fucking San Diego to the wrong crossing, but like I didn't give a fuck. I just had to get to America, right? And so
escape to America.
And I made it there, and then I took the trolley, I took the buses, and got to Otay Mesa crossing, and you know, I made it through. I got back to that same place I was at on Monday. I said, "Hey, you know, shit happened. I'm not gonna go into every single thing that happened, but like shit happened. I didn't make it, and so they let me use the phone again, and you know, Nady Bakes bought me another ticket, and you know, I
don't know who this Nady Bakes guy is. I heard people saying he's some rapper, so Ralph was like begging some rapper for bus fare. I need 300 pesos.
Shout out to Nady Bakes for fucking.
Yeah, shout out to Nady Bakes. Like he's a legend, dude. Look, dude, I'm telling you guys this. Like, I'm not trying to sound like hard or anything like that. But most motherfuckers would not. Like, I was walking down the freeway in Tijuana through gang territory, and so. Because there was no other choice, right?
On the streets of God, Philadelphia.
And so it was insane. It was insane. I made it through. They robbed me first on my shit, of course, because that's how they do.
Whoa, buddy. You had to pay the troll toll to make it through Tijuana.
But, you know, I'm still alive. And
yeah,
you know,
yes. Total Ralph victory. I'm still alive.
Through, I'm back in Merida, and so it was crazy. They didn't actually, they didn't break my nose, because if they did, I would be able to move it around, right?
Paging Dr. Ralph.
When your nose is broken, you can like shift it around.
No, I know, it's fucking horrible. I've only had my nose broken once, and it was awful.
Yeah, they didn't break it, but they damn near broke it.
Bro, my dad broke my nose when I was a kid, and I
Thank you for telling us this. What did I tell you earlier? Mersh is used to being around drunk idiots.
swear to God, he didn't do anything to me. But like, obviously, because I was like, because it was like a
my dad broke my nose. Don't worry, he didn't do anything.
Visitation type thing. Like, it caused like fucking World War III between my mom and my dad, because she thought my dad like literally broke. My dad had a fucking my dad was like fucking crazy, whatever. And he was like borderline like a fucking drifter, crazy like.
The apple does not fall far from the tree.
Like one of those people that barely had electricity and shit, right? And he had kerosene lamps like at his old place.
Oh, he's told this story.
Like on the couch in like his building or whatever, and he was fucking around with the kerosene lamp, and it was hanging over me. I was laying flat on my back, and it was like
It's like some Jonathan Swift type shit, like Charles Dickens. I'm just imagining Mersh living in like a Victorian like flop house, and his drunk drifter father is setting up the kerosene lamp. It falls on Mersh, and Mersh dreams of England.
It was like one of those heavy brass kerosene lanterns, and it was fucking with it.
By the way,
and it
before
fell off the hook, and it just landed.
Yeah, Ralph's just like, you told me to shut up.
Yeah, my nose is swollen. It's not broken, but it's like swollen.
It may be swollen and moving all over the place and bloody, and a bone might be sticking out my nostril, but it's not broken. Another Ralph Mail W, 5-star days.
So they didn't actually break it. Then I was sitting in a certain place. I won't say where.
The stuff he chooses to redact and not redact is so random. It's just like he's probably sitting in Burger King or no. You know what? That's probably the brothel, honestly, because Ralph does frequent brothels in Tijuana. That's not even like me kidding. It's real. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to say. He doesn't want to dox his favorite brothel.
And it was the coldest fucking place ever.
Well, when you say that, we know what place it is.
You know what?
Oh no, it's jail.
And then
okay.
Put my hand up on the.
Whoa, jail! He's about to get jailhouse rock. This Sticks would say.
They chained my hand to the bar, right? And so, but they chained it so loose that I was able to slip my hand out.
Ralph's prison break.
Of whatever they chained it in, right? And so one of the guards came up and he said, "I can see you holding it. Like I know you're not like chained up, right?" And I was like, "Man, can you
mission
just,
failed."
Yeah, you're right. I slipped my hand out because I know how to do that. But
he's skilled.
you just take this fucking off me, and he did. But there was a guy in there that.
Damn! Look at this dab he's taking here. That's why this guy is fried all the time. Holy shit!
Had his legs chained around the bars for like 30 hours straight. And so anyway, they let us out at midnight. And it's just like, hey, you're out, go.
So we've gone from I won't tell you where I was to so they let me out of jail.
They said this was the way to the Otay crossing, but it looked kind of shady. So I just walked to the San Ysidro crossing, and eventually I made it back to Otay. Eventually I made it back to Natty Bakes and got another ticket and got home. Like, it was the real gonzo shit. Like, I love Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, here we go. Hunter S. Thompson. He loves Hunter S. Thompson. He always fails to mention how that story ended, which is him killing himself after living a degenerate life, accomplishing nothing. Not going to make any parallels to Ralph there, but yeah, he really lionizes Hunter S. Thompson, and it doesn't make sense because it's not like he's not an ideational figure. And also, Hunter S. Thompson at least wrote stories and like talked to people, like he found stuff. Like he was famous for a reason. He went in these weird communities and situations and stuff normal people would never even know existed or see and write about it. This is you just wandering through the slums of Tijuana getting beat up, buddy. This is not gonzo journalism. There's going to be no Pulitzer at the end of the road for you, just jail and addiction.
So why don't you find somebody to like start working with you on something? Because like you're going to need somebody to help as far as writing a book.
Like, I mean, I'm
Out of
giving
the
you
book.
the cliff notes. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. You need to find somebody.
Most people would tap out on this.
You need to find a left brain.
Yeah, the reason why people would tap out, Ralph, is because they'd like misspell something in your book and you'd be like, I declare a fatwa against you. I got you burning hell, Medicare. Like you just turn on them after one page is written.
In person to sit down with you and like make sense of all like the whole deal if you're going to do a book. You know what I mean? Have them with the attention to detail and the writing notes.
Well, going to work with me, but I thought Columbia was wild, and I don't know if you. Again, I'm trying to keep it tight. I don't want to keep you here all night, but like Columbia. So, do you know what Tusi is?
Yeah, the drug.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Of course,
it's like a research guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
I've never done it. I just know what it is.
I don't know anything about this random drug that I know the name of, and I'm probably going to talk about for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, me neither. I never done it.
Okay. Even Merch is like, okay, buddy, yeah, by doing it right now.
MDMA, and ecstasy and caffeine, basically, is it, and there's different versions of it, right?
He's like giving you the full rundown. He's like, and this is how you take it, and this is how it makes you feel, and here's all the phases. Never done it though.
And so, of course, I've never done any illegal drugs.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah,
I don't even know what a drug is.
But imagine you're sitting in a room and they have different versions of this merch. They have the pink, they call it pink cocaine in the U.S.
He knows all the versions, all the different colors and the street lingo, dude. This is like it's like the guy from The Wire, Bubbles, the meth head, coming up to you and talking to you for 40 minutes about meth and then being like, never done it though.
That's what it's just Tuesday there. And then they have Coco Chanel, and then they have Azul. And so the Azul like puts you in a fucking trance, basically.
Yeah, okay, so he's just giving us his trip report. But
basically, like, and like the whole, not me, of course, I didn't do any of this. I didn't do, of course not. Of course not. But like the whole room is in a trance. The blue, if somebody in chat knows what I'm talking about. The blue will get you like, holy fucking shit. The blue like puts you in a trance. I took a picture of that one girl. She's super sexy, and they're like, oh, that's a lady girl.
Okay, so what he's referring to here is after he resurrected last Monday and he was hanging out with the human trafficker people. I guess they gave him a girl, like a piece of chattel, and he took a picture of like her, but not like her face, and it's like a candid picture. It doesn't look like they're actually interacting. It's like she's just in front of him, and the esteemed people on Kiwi Farms are trying to find out who she was, because the angle of the photo made her look kind of weird, look kind of mannish, and so the theory was that she was transgender, and it was kind of an L for Kiwi Farms. I'm not gonna lie, because there's like 20 pages in the Ralph thread that are just people looking at transgender porn and trying to like compare it to this lady's tattoo, and I'm like, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze here, guys. I think this is kind of a self-felt.
No, she's not at all. I fucked her.
No. But here's the thing, Ralph, and I have a theory about this, and I've been yelling at my audience about this lately too. The problem is that the trans movement gained so much steam that now a lot of these niggas got PTSD out here, and everybody's just, it's kind of like the people that came back from Vietnam. They just see Charlie in the bushes everywhere now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they're just real flinchy.
I ripped the condom and I was like, oh fuck. Like, of course, usually I don't.
What? You just say he ripped the condom? What does that have to do with her being? Well, if she's transgender, whatever.
But I didn't feel like arguing, so like, whatever. I'll just put it on, and I was, attracted to her, so it didn't really, whatever. I'll just put it on, and I was, attracted to her, so it didn't really affect me, right? Usually it does, and then. Not to get too graphic, but when
you're already getting pretty graphic, bud.
Pulled out the condom was red, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I was like, "I'm about to fucking catch a fucking like rape charge in Colombia," or you know what I mean? Like,
what?
Holy shit! And she was totally cool about it. She's like, "No big deal."
Yeah, she's a prostitute. Yeah,
and so it was great. And
I don't know if I'd be trying. I think I would. No, I would not be trying to get pussy in that place. God forbid I fuck the wrong guy's cousin.
You don't understand. Like
they take me out with a machete in the woods.
Remember I said he likes to pretend to be a New York mobster. That's what he's doing here right now.
They breed him. Like it's wild, because again, I was doing no drugs whatsoever. I want to be clear. No drugs. Of course,
and the reason why he's being so annoying about that is because this whole trip was like alongside him visiting his kid in San Diego. So he has to, for the purposes of visitation, he has to say he's not doing drugs, even though, I mean, Yeah.
I do in Colombia, not 95% pure cocaine, not Tusi, not blue. I didn't do any of that. I just want to be clear.
Here's an exact list of every drug I haven't done.
But I was talking to her mostly through the translation app, and she was like,
Can you just imagine that? Ethan Ralph, who's like 4'11", she's probably shorter than this girl, sitting with her. She's a prostitute, right? She just, to the extent she doesn't care about condoms, and you just got your phone out and you're like, Siri, how to say STD? Like,
you know, I don't know. It was kind of weird because she's like, you know, drugs are bad, and they're actually
the prostitute has better standards than Ralph. Siri, how to say let's get fucked up?
actually a mask for, you know, problems, you know, not mental problems.
Damn, he's like talking to this prostitute like a therapist. You know, if you read like stories from prostitutes, a lot of them say that the worst clients are the ones that don't even want to have sex; they just want therapy. That's what Ralph sounds like here.
Not necessarily, but like, you know, self-medication, right? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what they are. And so, you know, Clog and all these people, you know, we're like, oh, he didn't even fuck her. Well, no, I fucked her, but like we hung out.
How dare you think that I did not have sex with a Colombian prostitute? How dare you?
For like 10 hours. Like, I wouldn't call her a hooker.
My honor is at stake. I most definitely did have sex with a prostitute given to me by a human trafficker.
Is what I'm saying. I would call her a party girl.
Right.
Yeah, she's a prostitute.
The
Like,
delineation there. I don't
Look,
know
it's okay to say she's a hooker if you didn't pay for it. It's all good.
Well, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is,
wow,
like,
wow. Tactical truth nuke coming from Mersh.
it wasn't like that. And, you know, I did fuck her, of course, and, you know, things happen, but whatever. But, like, when we have a conversation, she tell me, you know, drugs are bad, da, da, da. Like, I'm not expecting to hear this from this person. And
Yeah, that's why it's funny, because you're getting a lesson about sobriety from a Colombian prostitute that you're talking to using Google Translate.
And so I put that out on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, Ralph didn't even fuck her." Da, da, da. Yeah, I did actually, and so you know,
And honestly, who the fuck cares if he did or didn't? Like, I'm 42 years old at this point.
man, it's fucking crazy, Mersh. That it's
And
stupid.
honestly, like, to me, these motherfuckers on the internet, they always crack me up because they're always like, yeah, it's funny. Like, some of these people will come in and troll me, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Mersh acting like he ever got pussy," and I'm like, you know, you make yourself sound.
Mersh, first of all, they're saying that because it gets you to do this, right? It gets you to spurg out and say something even stupider, or like reveal some aspect of your life that you shouldn't. Number one. Number two, you worked at a strip club and tried to sue the manager for being racist to the girls. So you're like basically a simp. And number three, they're right. Here lies Mersh. She never got laid.
But you make yourself sound like a fucking incel weirdo when you say shit like that.
Hookers work like,
But not even hookers. I'm talking about regular girls.
Unless you're having sex with a Colombian prostitute, you're an incel.
But so many guys are so out of touch, especially these terminally online people that are like,
Terminating Online says this guy who's streaming at 5 a.m. talking to Ethan Ralph in the gutter in the under sewer of the sector.
you really think it's a challenge to get pussy, and you're like, nah, women are very easily manipulated, and if you're a funny guy.
This is like the Oblivion thing yesterday with the Sigma grind set. The Mersh is out here. He's like, look, guys, I've been watching a lot of Andrew Tate, and you gotta get unlonghoused by hiring a Colombian prostitute.
And you can afford to pay for a couple drinks. You pretty much get fucked. Like, it's not the challenge you think it is. So whenever you like say, oh yeah, I bet you couldn't even get laid, it's like anyone can get laid, dude, except you, apparently.
Wait, so which is it? Is it easy, or these guys are incel? Like,
and she was hot, and I took a picture of her, and they're like, "Oh, that's a lady boy." No, it wasn't. She was super hot. She was super great.
Cog was so bummed you weren't dead. It was really funny.
The thing that killed me.
yeah, well, Cog is terrible. Cog like unironically hates Ethan Ralph and like wants him to die, which is just deranged and stupid. Like, how could you want this guy to die? Like, when you're getting stories like this, you're getting I had drug therapy with a Colombian prostitute. Like, come on.
And I'll talk about that in 1 second. I'll get on to that.
By the way, can I ask you one thing? And you don't have to answer it if you don't want to blow up anybody's spot on the air. Did Godwin sin though? No. Okay, so he was being genuine.
He went in. I mean,
because I got to be honest, his content about you was very funny.
Like, I mean, he knew, but I didn't tell him, right? Like,
because his fucking
The fuck does that mean?
his videos, the shit he was posting about you, I was howling.
Yeah, his eulogy was good.
Like, I was like, I don't know if he know, like, and I was like, I don't know if he knows or not, but I'm like, he's being very funny about this if he really
So like
does think Ralph's dead.
he knew, but not for me. And also, like, I mean, dude, if I was dead, motherfuckers would know.
His fucking bro. His by the way, shout out to Godwinson, your choice in song. You know, because a lot of people would have done like, you know, I would have done a different song. Anyone else would have done, but I liked it. Was very classy to do a Boys to Men.
No, that's perfect. And then Lynx knew too. That's the thing.
Oh, I know. That's why I was laughing when she was.
Well, they keep going back and forth on this. It's Lynx didn't know, and that's why she left. Oh, wait, Lynx did know. Wait, no, actually, she knew, but not like she didn't know it was 3 days, or she didn't know that he was going to pretend to be dead. So I don't know. It'll change to be whatever he needs it to be at the moment.
Like pretending she was mad at you, but then later on, she's like, "Well, I knew he was okay."
No, look, I'll tell you what happened. I said, Lynx, I'm about to go to Medellin. I said, I'm going to cancel the Friday show. I want you to act like you haven't heard from me. And, you know, we'll go from there. Now, it ends up somebody died in Progresso. And like, so it turned into, oh, Ralph might be missing to Ralph might be dead, right? Now, that wasn't our plan. That was nothing that you know, was set up. But
10,000 IQ plan to fake your death.
And so did I. Quite frankly, I trended worldwide on Twitter, 38,000 tweets.
I'm Mr. Worldwide because people thought I was dead and they were happy.
And so
actually, you did show up in my trending topics, and I giggled.
Yeah,
I think I was out to eat, and I was like having dinner, and I was just scrolling
Buddy,
Twitter, and I
you're out to eat, buddy. You're always out to lunch.
saw Ethan Ralph, and I already knew because I was working. Well, I was working my listeners hard. So like when I saw the
Imagine saying that on stream. It's like, yeah, my dumb idiot listeners, I was working them hard. What do you think I'm doing right now? My 2 viewers.
I think I just kind of giggled in the restaurant. I was like,
Can I tell why you knew?
Yeah, I don't care.
Because I told you.
Well, no, I know. No, and I told, as soon as you were back, and everybody was like, hey, apparently, I already told everybody. Like, the minute you were back, and everybody's like, oh, Ralph's okay. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I knew he was all right. I just didn't want to.
See, there was a few key people.
Everybody was tricked, but actually everybody knew, and that's a good thing.
So Lynx actually was the linchpin, but you, and I don't want to throw anybody else's name out there, but there were other people, like creators, who I said, hey, say you haven't heard from me. Say you don't know.
the room where it happened with Ralph, the darky smoke room, the Ralph cabal. Mr. Beast dropped the tweet asking where Ethan Ralph is.
And they did that. And so you were like one of the keys because they're like, well, if Mersh is saying this,
well, yeah, I mean, the reputable name of Mersh. I mean, if Mersh thinks he's dead, then it must be true.
Right? Like, so.
Oh, I went so far at one point that somebody came in my chat and said, nah, this isn't working. You're in on it. And I went, oh, I was like, nah, I'm not going to lie, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people said that because he literally, before he disappeared, posted the freaking Hulk Hogan tweet where he's like saying everything's a work.
Turns out fucking it's a work, then I'm gonna have a real fucking problem with Ralph. I was like, fuck him if this is a work.
You know what's funny is Mersh didn't see it until like 24 hours later.
What is he talking about him like he's not there? Mersh didn't see it. Mersh is right here.
And I was like, dude, just work.
He said, when the Xanax hits. Disassociate.
You did it perfectly, honestly.
A couple people were annoyed at me, but I was like, whatever, grow up.
Yeah, man, it was for fun.
If it had been somebody's like wife or kids asking me, I'd be like, all right, no, shut the fuck up. He's okay. Like, just chill. You know what I mean? But I was like, nah, it's a bunch of internet marks.
I didn't expect, like, it was just supposed to be an MIA, right? It wasn't supposed to be like Ralph's dead. And then this person turned up dead in Progresso Beach. And,
that was perfect timing.
Right? Like, it was perfect timing. And it's like, oh, Ralph might be dead. That might be him. And so it was just supposed to be.
Okay, is that it?
And then, you know, me and Hunter Moore. And
hold on. I think he's going to say something about the trafficker.
Ralph might be dead. And then, you know, me and Hunter Moore and TJ and everybody else, we're sitting there and, you know, we were having a good time, I'll just say. And they were tagging the FBI.
Were you having a good time? Definitely not doing that. Azul.
Tagging Colombia, like police. and Hunter was just like, by the way, God bless Hunter Moore. Great guy. God bless TJ. He said, man, can you just put out something saying you're all right? Because, like.
So that's when the human trafficker was more moral than me, as we were doing Azul with a Colombian prostitute.
I don't want to get a door knock, and I don't know if you know.
Door knock, buddy. You're in an okay. Whatever.
Works in Colombia. I don't want to put him on blast or anything like that, but like, if you overstay your visa, it's no big deal. You just had to pay a fine, right? And so, but like, still,
did he just hold on? Did he just accidentally admit that the hunter whatever, the human trafficker guy, is overstaying his visa?
If you overstay your visa, it's no big deal. I don't want to put him on blast or anything like that, but like,
yeah,
if you overstay your visa, it's no big deal.
Yeah, why else would he say that? I don't want to put him on blast, but he's if you overstay it.
Okay, fine, right? And so
Ralph King just accidentally like admits this guy's committing like fraud.
but like still, if the police show up, it's not good. And so he said, "Man, dude, it's getting crazy. They're attacking the FBI. Can you just like say you're okay?" And this was like 4 a.m. I don't even know what fucking day it was. And I said, "Yeah, I can." And so I did, and I did that without links. I think that's why she's like mad at me, honestly. Because like, you know, we're the ones sitting ducks in the house, right? And so
Sitting
it's like,
ducks.
yeah.
I think maybe the reason why he did not want the police to show up had nothing to do with his fucking visa. I think it's because he's running like a prostitution brothel ring. Like, that's probably why he didn't want the police to show up, buddy. They'd find the dungeon.
You know, people in the house and 100 more, you know,
The Ralph dungeon.
He wouldn't, you know, fuck me up or anything, but like, you know, he just asked me, "Hey, can you just say you're okay?" All right, put out a tweet and say you're okay, and I did. And so, and he called that Lynx was going to turn on me from the start. So I put out a tweet. I said, "I'm okay, I'm fine," and so that's how that happened. But like, I didn't actually, I wasn't trying to turn it into a, you know, Ralph's dead thing. It was more like Ralph's MIA.
Oh yeah, no,
Dude. Okay.
no. That was me. I want it on the record that was me that was hyping it up.
You definitely like whatever.
It was my.
What else would the plan have been? Like what? I only wanted people to think that I had disappeared mysteriously, not that I was dead. Like at a certain point, you know, it's like the unknown soldier. He's not coming home.
Blame anyone. It was 50% me and 50% Godwinson.
It's funny because I messaged Mersh. He didn't see it till like 12 to like 18
Again, just talk about Merch like he's not there.
hours later, and he's just like, "I'm all in."
I gotta read some of these just because some of them.
He's talking about this like this was like the greatest stunt in his history. Like this is some evil Knievel jump in the Grand Canyon shit. Literally all he did was just not tweet for 3 days. That's all he did. That was the plan. The plan was just don't tweet for 3 days. And because he's so like addicted to Twitter, that alone made people think he was dead.
Some of them are for you.
Questions, man. I'm down.
Let me see. Social Observer for 5 said, "Hey Ralph, here's the scenario: a huge crate of pure fish scale cocaine washes up on the beach.
No idea.
And you and Mersh have to make a decision. What do you do?"
You have no idea.
Oh, I'm selling it. Yeah, I'm keeping it.
First off, I didn't. First off, for the record, I would never do any cocaine. But if I did,
Well, he's saying a big crate washes up on the fucking shore, and we're the only 2 guys standing there.
cocaine is like 7 to 12 grams, or $7 to $12 per gram for like 90% purity
Jesus.
cocaine in Colombia. So
Yeah, I'm saying if it washed up on shore, I'm just making.
That's crazy. I mean, Ralph could be lying there. I don't think he is because I think he did do a lot of cocaine there. But that, like $7 for a gram of cocaine, like that's wild.
But you know what's funny is the Tusi is better.
You get fucked.
I know. I just know what other people told me. The Tusi is actually better than the cocaine. I sent somebody. I sent.
I only did it once, and it was by accident. So that's.
I said, "This is like so." If I didn't do any cocaine.
Okay.
Did it?
Is this
I want to be clear. I didn't do any.
No, of course.
I didn't see her do anything. By the way, I want to.
Okay, I'm just clicking randomly, and every time I click, it's like I'm not doing drugs. No one's doing drugs. What's a drug?
Clear. Like I don't know what she was doing.
17 days. I want to fucking blow my brains out.
No medication. That's what it is. But I didn't expect to
It's for my knee. It's my medication.
hear this, and I don't want to call her a whore because I don't.
She is I assume you're talking about the literal prostitute you had sex with, right?
That's why I'm fucking pulling my hair out, and I haven't had a drink in 17 days. And I want to fucking blow my brains out.
That's tough.
Medication. That's what it is. But I didn't expect to hear this, and I don't want to call her a whore because I don't know. I just don't think that's.
No, but I mean, they're all hoes.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Fair, but
Again, tactical truth nuke incoming.
like, I don't know. I engaged with her. I mean, I fucked her and with the condom and came inside.
I engaged with her in a carnal fashion.
But, like whatever. But like,
Christ.
it doesn't matter. Like
I love when Ralph tries to sound more sophisticated than he is because it always goes well.
The third Ralpha male seed is out there now.
Nah, she's on birth control. But like, I don't want to.
Yeah, super reliable Colombian birth control.
So I put out this tweet and I was like up for 50 plus hours, and I could tell you about that in a minute too. But like, I I talked to her for so long, and
Where's he going to say had a seizure? That's supposed to be in here.
we went and fucked, and we had a great time, and all that. But like, we talked a lot too. And usually,
How is this at 1.5?
I won't call her a whore because I think she's nice. Maybe that makes me a simp. I don't know. Whatever.
Ralph is really like it's like deteriorated. He talks so slow now.
But she was like, yeah, drugs, they're fun, they're cool, but like they're actually a mask for problems.
You already talked. Okay, this is how you know that Xanax is hitting. He does this. This is not the first time he's done this. Where he starts to call and he sounds pretty sober, like fine, and then just slowly, like around like 40 minutes, you start to notice some things, and you're like, it's like he knows he's gonna call and he's gonna do something, so he takes like 5 Xannies and then calls. Right? It's like how some people like will take a shot before they like talk to a girl or whatever. To get the liquid courage. He gets like the Xanny courage. He takes his 5 Xannies and then gets in the call. And they take like a while to hit. So like this is like the 3rd time he's repeated like this he's looping.
Yeah, drugs, they're fun, they're cool, but like they're actually a mask for, problems, or issues that you have in your own life. And I was like, wow. I didn't expect to hear that from her. And I put that on Twitter. Maybe I shouldn't have, but like that's literally what it was. Like that's what drugs are. Like what the fuck? Like you know what I mean? Like it is a self-medicating thing.
Yeah, no shit. That's why we're all fucking narcissists. We all stream for a living, and then we also all hate ourselves. That's why even now I'm not drinking. But
oh my god, damn! I really don't like kind of giving Mersh any points, but like he's just dropping troop after troop.
Fucking 7 tabs like they're going out of style.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe it. Like whore, party girl, whatever you want to call her, and she was talking to me like that, and I was like.
I mean, people can be self-aware.
Like,
yeah, I know. Really, it's like she's a prostitute. She's not like not a child.
No, I fucked her. And anyway,
I hope not.
I just didn't expect that from her. And she was a really cool girl. I might fly her out tonight. Actually.
Oh boy.
Of course, Ralph has sex with prostitute, falls in love at the first time, falls in love with prostitute. Come on, man. This guy's a living trope. I love it. I just love it so much.
Interesting that if you do. I don't know if that's going to be a great thing.
She's a hole with a heart of gold.
You know what? I took a picture of her, and they're like, "Oh, that's a ladyboy." No, she's not a ladyboy at all. She's got the
looping again. We already covered this, bud.
fucking tightest. But anyway, and that's crazy. Like, I don't know if she could handle it. Honestly, the only reason I wouldn't do it is because I don't want to see. Like, I wouldn't want to see her get caught up.
I'm so toxic and so radioactive that associating with a prostitute will hurt her. Like, whoa.
Honestly, like,
That's why I never take pictures. I never post on. These niggas don't know shit about my real life.
Okay, that's. I know I gave Mersh a point a minute ago, but that was a giant. That was a rate of nuclear cope right there. People have your whole life story, Mersh, and it's because you put it out there.
Well, you want to know what happened? I shouldn't tell you this because I was going to say it for my show, but I've been tapering off Xanax, right? You know that. And
Yeah, sounds like it.
so, I thought I was tapering fine, but I was up for like 55 hours, and I still don't know if I want to say this, Mersh.
Well, let me say this, because I know the audience is going to get mad. I'm talking content, but err on the side of caution.
Shut the fuck up, Mersh. You had a stroke on stream. You have no right to be telling people what they should and should not be. Come on, man.
I don't think you should say it.
You are cucking the content.
I'm just looking out for you.
I had a seizure.
Ooh.
No.
I haven't had a seizure in 10 years.
Jesus, dude.
Whoa, what? So he's had a seizure before? I haven't had it. That's a weird thing to say. 10-year anniversary of my last seizure. Like,
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you taper off Xanax and you don't do it correctly, right? And so I had a seizure, and I woke up, and this absolute angel, was taking care of my knee. My knee's
oh my god. He had a seizure and it made him fall in love with a prostitute. Oh my god. Brain damage.
up, by the way. And I talked to her later on that night, and she said your body was fully purple.
Oh boy. Oh no. Yeah, people have said it a million times that we're entering the final arc of the Ralph Mail, but I don't know, man. It sounds bad.
That's what happens, sometimes when you have a seizure. She's like,
they always say that, and then he always comes back like bigger, like stronger than ever. So, I don't really want to make a prediction, but dude, you're purple. Hey, senor, you oompa loompa, senor.
And it was nobody there's fault. It was something I already brought in. Like, I was already tapering before I went into Colombia, right? But
also, This whole thing about tapering off Xanax after spending like 40 minutes talking about how he's never done a drug. And obviously, like I said, he was harping on that because he needs to not be on drugs for his visitation. But then it's just like you just throw it out the window.
But like
so that you can tell everyone you had a stroke. Like really.
Didn't do it right, and so I had a seizure for the first time in 10 years.
Jesus, man.
And so I apologize to everybody who expected me to do like more
I'm sorry to the world for having a seizure.
IRL content, but like that Tuesday, I had to just sleep pretty much the whole Tuesday because like I needed the rest, and so you know, I apologize, but I
Hold on. Here's the other thing. So he has a seizure and turns purple and is like passed out for hours, and no one called the like a ambulance. Like this guy who's supposedly your friend who brought you out here for altruistic purposes. He's just like, oh yeah, he'll be fine. I see it all the time. People pass out.
I woke up and you know, she was smoking a cigarette, I'll say, and she's just like, you know, you're lucky that
Wait, I thought she was anti-drug.
you made it.
And you're implying, but you just said she smoked weed. Basically, that's what you're implying.
Honestly, your whole body was purple, and so.
Oompa loompa, senor.
Like everybody else freaked out. Another friend there grabbed me to keep me from like hitting my head.
You seen Grimace, senor? You look like Grimace from McDonald's.
Although I still fucked up my knee, but he grabbed me to keep me from hitting my head, and she put me in
Okay, so no, he was there. So Hunter was there and just was like, yeah.
do you know the recovery position? It's like when they take one arm and they put it behind your back, right? Like I don't know how many people know what that is, but anyway, she knew. Like she said, I'd taken nursing courses, and I knew exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why she knows.
What had happened to you, and you're lucky to be alive. And so it's funny because like the whole, you know, fake death quote unquote thing, like I
mean, that would have been pretty crazy, as if the whole fake death thing and then he dies. I'm not going to say I wish that happened because I don't want Ralph to die. He's too entertaining, but that would be one of the stories of all time.
I don't think I would die of a seizure, honestly, because
I mean, you know,
you can, but like I don't know. It's been 10 years since I had one, and so
okay, most people never have a seizure, at least not until they're like fucking, you know, old, right? He's talking about this like 10 years since you had a seizure, like it's that I'm 10 years sober. Like
I had it, and you know, I woke up and I was like, "What's going on?" And this absolute angel, like I mean, you know, 10 out of 10 angel is tending to my knee and like, you know, taking care of me, and you know, other people like, "You okay, bro?" And they all took great care of me. Like I can't say anything bad about anybody there.
But they didn't take you to the hospital. Something happened to you that this girl, who I'm sure has lots of experience with drug addicts, said that you're lucky that you survived, but they never thought to take you to the hospital.
They took such great care of me, but that's why I did the Monday show. But like we continued to you know, I don't know.
Well, here's the thought, and I'm not.
It was a party all the way until, you know, about noon. Well, 11 Tuesday, and then it was seizure, and I had to go to sleep.
I like this cat.
You know,
it's fluffy.
To me, it's nothing, but to most people, it would be like a big deal.
Well, I mean, I get it, but I mean, you're being a bit cavalier about the whole thing, and
Marsh, shut up.
All I'm going to say is, have you had after this trip maybe just a little bit of an inkling?
Yeah,
maybe it's time to shift.
I'm 39 years old.
I'm not saying you need to fucking.
No. Gamblers give up right before they're about to win, Mersh. Come on, you know that.
I can't live like this.
Well, I'm saying you don't have to fucking.
I mean, you have been for like 10 years.
Change everything overnight, but I mean, maybe just shift down one gear. You know what I mean? Like, you know maybe shift down to fourth or third. You know,
I'm already shifting off. It was the Xanax. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, the devil.
It was the Xanax.
It was a Xanax. It definitely wasn't being awake for 50 hours or for doing Azul and cocaine and banging a transgender prostitute at the same time. It was the Xanax. It was that I didn't have enough Xanax.
And it was staying up so long. And so it wasn't really anything else.
But I mean, even in terms, I mean, I'm not saying it has to be drug or alcohol related, but the idea of even staying up that long at this age is not.
Like, go to sleep. And
yeah, well, how do you think he was able to, Mersh? It's because he's on all these other drugs. So, like, it does come back to the drug thing.
A couple other people like, nah, let's keep going. And so I should have just went to sleep and I would have been fine.
Yeah, it's called fear of missing out. FOMO. You got to not have that in life.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's go.
Fear of missing out, of banging a Colombian prostitute on Azul.
You've already partied harder than any of those people in life, so you're not missing anything. Take a nap.
Seizure. So, yeah,
you got it. See, man, you got to get more. This is why I want to live. That's why I'm trying to get healthier, because you know what? I don't care if we're fucking.
I'll say this. I don't have a lot of good things to say about Mersh, but he looks good in this clip. I was making fun of him earlier for cucking the content, but like, just to be real for a minute, he's like talking like his actual friend, and it's a shame because Ralph doesn't have real friends. This is why he like turns on people on a dime, and he honestly treats Mersh like shit. He just, like I said, he uses his stream as like a dumping ground. He just will show up and just spurg out, right? But like what Mersh is saying here is kind of like what you would expect an actual friend to say.
Fifth year, everybody's partying, right? If Daddy wants a nap, Daddy's gonna go take a nap for a little bit, and that's why when me and Royce, whenever we travel, we have separate rooms and shit, because it's like.
And there were other people.
Whoa.
Who said, "Hey, let's just keep going," and I don't know.
But yeah, but they can keep going. You get a nap, and then when you wake up in a few hours, they're still going.
It's ego. It's like
It's almost like not going to bed because you want to keep gambling. In my case, like the casino's going to be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
I have a feeling there's a funny clip where Mersh is explaining how he like gets into all these gambling like reward systems. You know how like all the casinos have like loyalty programs, and how he's like the top tier loyalty program of all of them, and he like he deserves free shit and then doesn't get it. It's
and it would have been fine, but I woke up and people looking at me like, are you okay? Like, so some people there
he's hitting that dude. He's hit that thing like 5 times in just the last 20 minutes.
Never seen something like that happen, but the girl knew. She had taken nursing classes and she knew exactly what had happened. She put me in the recovery position and she took care of me, and yeah, so that's why I shouldn't spill all this in here, but whatever. We're just having an honest conversation.
What's a good teaser for Kill Stream, right? When are you back? Back tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, it's a spoiler. Like, what else is he going to say on the kill stream that's going to top this?
Yeah, Saturday, I think. But
don't know. Today's Friday.
I should have just went to sleep. But it's okay because I've had those before. But she said your whole body was purple. And
that is so crazy, man. It's crazy that your body was purple. You passed out after being like blasted on drugs for 50 hours, and they didn't take you to the hospital. And you think these people are like have your best interest in mind, and this Colombian prostitute who hates drugs while she's smoking a joint is actually like an angel.
But like your body shuts down, and it closes down like
I've seen it. I've never had it happen to me, but I've seen
things
it.
that are not necessary.
I'm missing out on the experience of turning into an Oompa Loompa
for you to live, and so your skin, your epidermis, turns purple and all this shit. And
yeah, you said that, bud.
Anyway,
I think you need to make an appointment with a doctor and
yeah, no shit. Walks in the doctor. So there I was in Colombia after doing cocaine in Azul for 50 hours and banging some gutter slut who told me that drugs are bad, and I passed out and turned into an Oompa Loompa. Do you got something over the counter for that?
I think a doctor needs to wean you off of that shit, because that's something that has to be done.
But it was nothing to do. By the way, I want to say this: it was nothing to do with Colombia or Hunter Moore or
No, definitely no. This guy who created this environment where he like this human trafficker guy who creates this environment who just had a girl like in his dungeon that he pulled up and gave to you like a piece of like chattel. Definitely that whole environment has nothing to do with the 50-hour degenerate drug binge.
any of his friends. It had to do with me, right? And so it was none of their fault. I just
I mean, he was right, at least at that aspect.
And so that should happen, and I didn't tell anybody because I don't know, whatever. But it was great until then, and then like I had to go to sleep. Like you never had a seizure probably, but
look at his face. You've totally never had a seizure, right? Does a stroke count?
it was a mild one. Like I didn't have a headache. Like I just had muscle aches and shit, and I just went to sleep. And then like I couldn't really go out and do things after that. And so I wanted to do that.
Wakes up after 50-hour drug binge, ending and turning into an Oompa Loompa, goes out in the street. I need to refill my Azul. He's going out to get more drugs.
So I apologize to people who expected me to like go out.
It is what it is, man. You had a fucking stutter step.
The cope of the copeless. It is what it is.
Setback, but I mean, now that you're back home, you should maybe focus on I don't know, clearing up a little bit, maybe getting that.
Yeah, I agree. I saw my son after that, and my son, I don't get to say that.
Here we go. Ralph always does this, is whenever he like says something or like admits to doing something wrong or like degenerate or whatever, he always wraps it back around to his son, because it's kind of the only sympathetic aspect about him is that he does have kids that he's estranged from due to like the legal process. Now, you could say that that's the system working as intended, right? But in any case, like it is the only really sympathetic part left about his story. So he always wraps the son into it so that it's like a little bow at the end. It's like, well, I may have flown to a human trafficker's compound to do 13 drugs for 50 hours and bang a prostitute, but I just love my son. Like,
he is the light of my life, to be honest with you. And
you gotta make that your motivation, man.
Yeah, and so anyway, that happened, and they took great care of me. Everybody there was super cool, and most of them had not seen something like that happen, but like the girl knew exactly what had happened. She's like, he had a seizure, right? Like, and so she's like fixing up my knee. I busted my knee and all this stuff.
He's
and
looping again.
It was wild. I still had fun. Like, it wasn't really like a serious thing. Like, within 10 hours or so, I was fine for that. It had nothing to do.
It wasn't a serious thing. I was passed out for 10 hours.
Everybody for that. It had nothing to do with anything that happened in Medellin. It was because I was tapering already. And I didn't taper.
I can't believe, how can he say that? How can he say that it has nothing to do with what was happening? It's just because he was tapering. After, again, he like wants to have his cake and eat it too. He's like, I'm a big time partier with massive endurance. I'm the alpha male, but also I didn't do anything.
Correctly.
If you miscalculate it, brother,
I'm off that too. Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, I've been looking up all the alcohol shit. Like, I didn't know about the thing with your fingernails. I was checking those the other day. I'm like, all right, look, those look healthy. I'm like, all right, I'm not having seizures.
Well, basically, I was
Dude,
trying
gambling. Gambling's harder to quit than booze. I've been having more struggles with gambling.
I was trying to outlast, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna outlast all you motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like a challenge almost. And it didn't work out. And that's why the whole Tuesday, like, basically was just recovery day. And so Wednesday, we just had fun. And
Wednesday's recovery day. Thursday, quote, we just had fun. So we're back on the cocoa
and chilled out. So it was okay. Like, I'm
glad you didn't die in Medellin, because honestly, that would have been some real fucking boy who cried wolf shit. It would have been like Andy Kaufman shit. Like, nobody would believe it because you literally just announced you were alive.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, your skin was entirely no blame on them. It was all.
You just looped again about the purple skin.
Gonzo Plus is what I called it on Twitter, and it was Gonzo Plus. And
it's not Gonzo. There's no journalism occurring here, dude. It's just you going to crazy places and being stupid.
And the Gonzo Hunter Thompson. But hours before I fucked her, and that were given to me by a doctor. But drugs, by the way. I just want to be clear.
Of course, guys. No.
These were prescription medications that were given to me by a doctor.
Okay, so now he does do drugs. They're just prescription from a doctor in Mexico that you could probably pay to prescribe you a bullet.
But she's just like, I don't know what she was doing.
Look, we're coming up on an hour, and I got a couple donuts to read. And I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're home.
I'm thinking 12 p.m.
Okay,
right, well.
So that's that. The adventure of Ralph continues, and this is why this guy is so cool. So cool, not the right term. It's so interesting because just like at any minute, anything could happen. Like, he could have died then. Like, anything could happen, and it really does feel sometimes like whenever anything else is happening, like, the Ethan Ian shit, whatever, it's like he gets inferiority complex and is like, I'll show them what a real disaster looks like. Passes out, turns into an Oompa Loompa. Okay. He has another video here where I just want to see kind of what he says here.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I see crazy people and he didn't like what I did on Saturday. I have so many stories. He said,
okay, this is just a promo for a stream where he's going to say what he's already put out, like that he already revealed. All right, let's see what happened here. Like I said, this is Link's went on Rich's show. Rich is another one of these guys. You could do like a whole hour-long video. He had a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel that he deleted for no reason.
For that, Rala gifted a membership. Fucking busy. So let me shoot.
If this is just about Keemstar, I'm not gonna, because I don't care.
Oh shit, links.
The Keemstar stuff is literally just Keemstar had a weird sexting phone call with her. That's it. But she said she was going to drop stuff, and it was like in relation. It seemed to be like in relation to Ethan Rock.
I'm just being quiet, waiting my turn.
There we go. Everybody, here's links. How you have had a fucking colorful past few weeks, huh?
Oh, which is funny because I prefer the color black. If you can tell by my aesthetic, I don't like color.
Burn the coal, pay the toll.
Yeah, well, it's been pretty grim for you, so there you go. I talked about how Lord Rush, and apologies to you too, first and foremost. I didn't realize you were there. Hit me up, and I said it abundantly clear before. I don't know the whole scenario with the revenge photos. I don't know.
Okay, I don't care about that.
Give me your full side on it anyway. To be
proof who it is, I don't know.
Matt,
blah,
this
blah, blah,
material
blah,
was
blah.
released.
On with that, I wasn't.
Also, this is her saying that she doesn't know who, because her nudes did get leaked. But then, like during that call, Ethan was trying to imply that he was getting nudes from her, which is I just don't think that's true. Although, honestly, like them getting leaked and she not knowing who it is means she's sending them to a lot of people, right? Because if she was like just sending them to like, her boyfriend or something, well, then we know where, right? We know where the leak is. But if she sent them to enough people that it's like a multiple choice question about who could have done, maybe she really was sending it to Ralph. I don't know.
Away with that. I tried to get Discord to give me like the IP address of the account. I know that it wasn't the original Rush account, which if you look in DM, someone had made, but they had for like 12 years. It's not against the law because Discord TOS allows you to do that when you sign up for it.
It does make you raise an eyebrow.
It's but kitten caboodle and
Probably be a complete waste of your fucking time. And you would find out nothing. Don't waste your time.
that it was deleted for nudity. I go hidden. You're allowed to promote it.
There's a
exactly do with that. It wasn't even linked to a link tree or anything. It was just
Okay, again, this is just her nudes. It's funny too that she keeps going around talking about these. You'd think if she had any like self-respect or actual like modesty about her nudes leaking, she would not be going on all these shows talking about it, because all this does is just spread their existence. And of course you can just, I think they're on Kiwi Farm. Like they're easy to find right now that they're leaked. It's almost like she's trying to advertise. She's like, yeah, this is just a preview for my like OnlyFans that's going to come out now. It's
many to the max thing. Like, yo, Rico.
Makes me have a lot less sympathy for her.
Either.
No, I've checked in on your I've checked in on your streams. You just it's become evident because they flexed it that they were the ones that took down your channel.
The channel went down. Don't care.
And my whole Discord is built around harassing LCU. And I sent you a link. There's one.
Okay, hold on. What did she just say?
And that's what I, like, you know, the whole thing. And that's why I finally said, okay, I'm not avoiding links anymore. I'm like, everyone's like, she doxes people. Where's the evidence of it? I don't have any. Everybody
doxes everybody. If you didn't know that, that's you say it's wrong or right, but it just is what it is.
So what the fuck?
And they're still, as of today, they're still saying that I'm a mass doxer, and my whole Discord is built around harassing LCU.
Okay, I will say this: I've never been in this person's Discord. I barely touch the story. I don't look how live is like. It's not. It's just not. It's not even just that it's fake. It's bad fake, right? So it's like wrestling is fake. Okay, they write the storylines, but if the storylines are good, it's kind of like whatever. But the problem with Lockout Live is it's fake and the storylines suck. And then whenever something actually real happens that might be interesting, Keen shuts it down, because like Keen cares more about control than he cares about content. And I know I've said before that like he is a good business person, and he is. Like he knows how to make money online. So like I'm not going to call into question his expertise there, but he would rather be in control of a situation and it be less entertaining and potentially make less money. And he somehow managed to keep it balanced where he does still make money, but like the thing with Wings, where Wings like pushed his wife, like his response to that was to kick Wings off the show, which he shouldn't have done. Like, assuming all you care about here is entertainment, he shouldn't have done that. Now you say, oh, are you defending domestic abuse or whatever? It's like, no, of course not, but this is all fake. Now, not only is this is all fake, but this is the premise of the show, is that these guys are perennial fuck-ups. Like, and that we're trying to like, so the original premise was these guys are fuck-ups and we're going to like punish them and like make fun of them and bully them, which was a good premise, because that's what like is actually interesting. Then it kind of warped into these guys are fuck-ups, so we're going to fix them, which is just like a Keemstar ego project, so that he can say that he saved the unsavable, because everybody has tried their hands at fixing Boogie and Wings, and all of them have failed. And, you know, when they kicked him off, it's like this was the first time something had happened basically since July that was real and like actual lolcow shit. And then they kicked him off. And so when she's like pushing back on the claims of supposedly her Discord like her is dedicated to her, like, to be clear, she since basically July has made her entire identity the like anti-Locale Live project. So, you know, maybe the word harassment isn't right, and it's gay. I don't like when people say harass. It's like, this is all just public internet shit flinging, right? I would say that it is true that, like, yes, your character online is the shits on and fucks with Locale Live thing, and you can't really go back on that while also making it your entire identity.
And I sent
now, like, she wants to go back on it now because her channel got taken down, and it shouldn't have gotten taken down because I don't think she did anything like illegal, right? But you know, of course, now, like I said, she wants to say, oh, no, we didn't do anything. I'm a good girl. I didn't do nothing. We weren't messing with the show. And you can't have your cake and eat it too.
There's one channel for LCU, and that's it. The rest of it is basic ass shit.
Discord, and I'm never...
Okay, I don't care about the structure of your Discord.
Like she does. That was the only thing I said. Was that
that's what I said, too.
I've never actually said that she had dirt. I just said it's like she does. That was the...
Who said something about working on a farm. I was worried about it. They could be fickle, so... So thank you, Harry Bulch. Patrick Lucas links. That's brutal.
Okay, so I feel like
Happy
she
to-
doesn't actually going to say anything about
My
Ethan.
Patreon. Thankfully, I got my PayPal and Patreon back because I was able
Of course, thank God you got your Patreon.
Or whatever the hell his name was.
Whatever.
For like
who was autistic. I'm
yeah, just
Who's autistic?
I hope this spread the word. Like I said, I wanted Lord Rush to come on here too. He could have talked to you.
Okay, I don't care about Lord. There's literal nobodies. It's just like, okay, who cares? We're gonna go to oblivion now. Before that though, I want to elaborate on something. I said that the like focus of Locale Live had shifted from torture Locale show to fix Locale show. I have a theory about why that happened. Part of it is because, like I said, Keemstar wants like the ego of being able to say he fixed something. But also one thing I noticed, because I did follow Locale Live when it first started, but I think the community, basically Keem started like targeting the targeting an audience more that was like middle-aged female. And there's like a particular demo of middle-aged women who are like have the maternal, aren't married and don't have kids yet, but they have like that maternal impulse. And they project it onto locales like Boogie and Wings because they are like pitiful. Like those are the two things that Wings and Boogie have like are simpatico about, is they base their entire character around pity. And so a lot of these like women, they basically view them as children, like little boys that need to be like saved or whatever. And that also worked into Keem's whole angle on like saving them. And as the audience became more female, the content changed because obviously like different audiences want different things. That's why they started like that's why it was like such a big deal for them to respond, like kick Wings for the domestic violence thing, because obviously, you know, like when your audience is majority female now, like that's a big deal for them, right? And like obviously, and I think that's why they like, there's a lot of people who really hate that show, because they were like young men or whatever who just wanted to see these two losers get bullied, and then it turned into like, I don't know, mommy's therapy hour, I guess. All right, I'm gonna take a piss and we're gonna play Oblivion.
This is what I actually wanted to bring up to you too. I found it
Okay, so between this time and last time I installed a mod that should give the merchants more gold. And the reason you do that is just because the merchant's gold doesn't scale with the value as things get more valuable. And what I mean by that is, you know, at the beginning of the game, all the bandits have like iron weapons that are worth, they sell for like 10 gold. But pretty soon, I mean, what are we, like level 7? So we're going to start seeing this like pretty soon. They're going to have like glass and dwarven and elven stuff that's worth, you know, the Daedric armor, I think the breastplate's like 10,000 gold each, right? And if you don't increase the merchant money, it's impossible to actually get the value of anything. And it just becomes tedious because the merchants run out of money, so you have to like run between them all. Now you can invest 500 gold in the store to make sure it has more money, but it still just doesn't give it that much. So all this is just to say I downloaded a mod that gives them, the merchants, way more money so that we can actually sell stuff. Okay, let's get the fuck out of Brazil. Alright, I was just changing the title.
Greetings, Breton.
So, we still have to do the recommendation here, and I think an anvil. And we can start making some custom spells. We'll have to get money, though, because it is expensive. Even if you do some tricks to make the spells cheaper, like making them like 1 second duration, but do like a zillion damage, they still can be pretty expensive. Now, money is not going to be a problem. Like, there's like a massive spike. Like I said, once all the enemies start carrying advanced
I'm Kalia Draconis, captain of the Leowin Guard.
Okay. Once you start, everyone starts carrying like better weapons, you literally go from having no money to just walk around like 50,000 gold.
I came to Leowin after a tour in the legions. Poor mother. She hoped I'd choose the chapel or civil service, or perhaps even marry well.
Rip.
I think we're in for some hard times.
Empty?
The death of Uriel Sept. Go ahead.
Oops.
Move along, citizen. I won't abide, Lord.
Greetings, wizard.
They...
This is about the Blackwood Company, which is a competition with the Fighters Guild, because they use like hissed sap to get zooted.
Say, a whole island, an inhuman statue of you. Good to know. Heard any news from the other province? I heard the great houses of Morrowind are in upheaval. Indoril is in ruin, and Reverin is besieged by the North.
Skooma, whoa. Just like Leywin.
Good evening. Yes? Is there something I can help you with, associate? Ah, yes. I'm afraid I'm unable. You may try to speak to her.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Say, a whole island.
Yes? She's led such a troubled life.
Uh-huh.
You too.
Human statue appeared near.
How about that? What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
They say that slavery has been abolished in Morrowind.
What?
House Drez and Hlalu have renounced the slave trade and
Lame.
freed the beast folk from servitude.
No wonder Morrowind gets
turbulent
nuked after
times
this.
in the land of the Dunmer.
How are they going to cultivate Chim without
Hello.
slaves?
What do you want?
Whoa, mad.
I've heard she was put in charge of the Leowen Guild. You too.
Isn't she like the third person
Nice to meet
that's
you.
been accused of these Mages Guild?
She was a very powerful maid. You'll have to speak to De Gale. May all your travels be safe.
This guild has a lot of soul gems lying around. Whoa, human skin. What's going on here? I love loading screens. I think every door in this game should have a loading screen, like even those littler doors into different rooms, it should all be loading screens too. And there's something. Where is this person? Is she in the fucking basement? Oh, this is her office, I think. All right.
Hello, associate.
Get up. Get up.
You seek wisdom from me, child.
Enjoy wisdom, child.
You seek words are difficult.
Whoa.
They come and go. The voices, though, so loud they are, they drown out the words. Without my amulet, would you lift your hands to help another?
Sure, I'll cure your schizophrenia.
Then seek Agata, child.
I love the structure of this quest is you talk to Agata, who's the first person when you walk through the doors. They tell you to go talk to this lady, who tells you to go back to talk to Agata. It's like, who designs this?
She may be young, but her heart is open. Let me see your hand. The tower guards the gate, but the gate holds the key.
Okay.
The king is the key.
With some tarot card thing?
Guards the king.
Bitch, this isn't a high school party and you're not some girl we're trying to fuck. Like, I don't care about your astrology bullshit.
Good to see you.
Alright, Agata.
Did you
So
hear
now
how
that
Shrava is about all the dogs?
Yes?
your boss has schizophrenia, Agata.
I take it she has visions, for lack of a better. There was an amulet, a family heirloom that she wore to.
It's called Prozacia.
I'm surprised she discussed it with you. Yes, her seer's stone is missing. We haven't yet spoken to the others, for fear they would be less than accepting of her situation.
I don't think it's something you can hide.
Perhaps it is. I will continue to tend to Gale. Can you?
Wait, so the other people don't know that she's schizo, even though, like, it's the first thing she said to me. But they do know about her.
At times, they served her well.
Like,
she
schizophrenia medicine
of a
stone.
reputation in the guild and was highly. As she aged, the visions. Some resent her and wish she'd disappear. I do not. You too.
Strassa of the Mages Guild. But perhaps you are an adventurer.
Your crystal collection? What is this place? This place is like freaking San Francisco. The lady's talking about astrology and this guy's talking about power crystals.
To the point, eh?
Let me guess, it's a rose quartz and it will center my chi.
Wonderful. I want you to bring to me as many I've got that I confess I have a weakness for. This is a... I'm afraid I don't know anything about it. Galdar was talking about it recently. I assure you, the gold is well worth the risk.
What? Well, well. Word is final. Yeah, I know all about it. Why should we be forced to work under someone who's only kept sane by a magical trinket?
So you want her to be
Haven't
insane?
we sacrificed enough already?
Like, what is this guy's
She
game?
shouldn't even be here anymore. Hell, the only reason her father ever fit
So you would
in
rather,
anywhere
okay, so you're
is
not going
because
to
he kept
depose
a low
her
profile.
because she's a political,
And look what it
like
got
she's a
him.
political appointee.
Years of service
So
to
you would
the
rather
Empire,
be having
not
to
even
serve under a
tombstone over
under a
his head.
schizo rather than a Medicaid schizo.
At least he was able to maintain the illusion of sanity. I know. I get way too fired up over this. What, haven't I said enough already?
Okay,
Farewell.
it's great.
Yes? So Calthar overheard us, but we never said anything about DeGale. If there's some sort of connection between the Seer Stone and DeGale's father, I don't know about it. Maybe if you ask her, it will jog her memory.
So
In
then
the
how did
meantime,
Kaltar know?
I'll keep... You too.
Damn, this quest is literally just walking around this guild hall and talking to 3 people, 2 of which you talked to more than once. This could have been consolidated and made a lot less annoying. Okay, here's how you fix this. Well, let me get a little farther and I'll tell you how you fix it. Get up.
You seek more. I know what you would ask.
Uh-huh.
You would bring light to that. Blood ran blue, and dragons flew high.
If
Under
you
broken
declare
towers
war, a
and
great
broken
empire
bodies
will
it
fall.
lie. What was my sire's
Whoa.
must be mine. If you
Okay. So now we're just gonna go to like a dungeon and get her stone, right? So here's how you fix this quest. You make it so that it's scripted, so that when you walk into the Mages Guild for the first time, there's a fight right in the like lobby, and it's schizo lady being schizophrenic, basically talking about hearing voices, and you have like Agata trying to defend her, and Kalthar or whatever being like, how the fuck is this bitch in charge? Then the fight breaks up, they all go their separate ways, and then you can go talk to either Kalthar, who will tell you what he told me, like what the conversation I just had with him, or to Agata, who will tell you what she already tells you when you start the quest. That way you don't need to talk to all these people 3 different times. You see the fight, you're introduced to the problem. Depending on whose side you kind of agree with, you go talk to one or the other, and they give you the exposition for the quest. And then you go talk to DeGale, who tells you where the stone is, and you go get the stone. So now, because the way it works here is you walk in, you talk to Agata, tells you to talk to Agale, who tells you to talk to Agata, who tells you to talk to Kalthar, who tells you to talk to Agata, who tells you to talk to Agale again, then you go to the dungeon. Whereas if you just have like a fight right when you walk in, all you have to do is talk to either Kalthar or Agata, then DeGale, then go to the dungeon. And players who want like both sides of the story can talk to both Agata and Kalthar, then DeGale, then to the dungeon. And you'd have all the same dynamics, everything that's in the quest, you'd still have it all. It just, I wouldn't have to go through 3 loading screens just to get what is essentially like 100 words worth of information to like do this quest. Hire me, Bethesda. Actually, I don't really know if I want to work for Bethesda. I don't want to move to fucking Maryland. I don't have the, I don't think I have the necessary gear like the Greaves of the Monkey to live in Maryland. And of course I'm saying that because it increases, agility and athleticism. That's the only reason. We got potions, more potions last time, right? I don't have to make more. I think we still have a ton. Yeah, we're good on potions. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, these are 4 magic potions. Is this Fort Blue Blood? Isn't this where we usually... Yeah, it is. This is where we usually fast travel to get our mushrooms. I could have just... whatever. Alright. You know what's odd about this also? So she had the stone for a while, supposedly, and then, like, lost it. So why is it back in her father's grave? You'd think it'd be in some bandit chest somewhere, right? That they stole it from her? Or, you know, if it turns out that Calthar took it, he would go hide it somewhere, not put it back, like, to her father's grave. Nice. Good job, Flame Atronach. Thank you for protecting me, wife.
Hello? Who's there?
Me, I'm here. See ya. Most effective bandit guard ever.
Who's there?
Me. Just an RPG.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oops.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm.
Oh. That must be the shortcut back. Oh, that's mine. Where's... Hold on. Where is touch? Touch. Seven is protect other. Okay.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
It's a Flame Atronach. It's a lot more fearsome. Well, there was the giant mud crab.
What's the matter? Getting tired? Am I supposed to be impressed?
No.
This ends here.
Pretty basic stuff I'm doing here. It's not that impressive. It is funny how they like laser focus the summon. Even though if they kill me, it'll go away. It's like... I guess they have to program it that way because this game isn't like very tactical, and otherwise it would just make the summons useless. Just the way we came, it is. Ye old wooden door. Uh-oh. What's up?
Let's get this over with.
But maybe I'm like... Roaches. Whoa. Surprised I'm still seeing iron weapons. Aren't I like level 7?
Who's there?
this battle mage sucks. He done any damage? Is there something wrong with his dagger or something that he doesn't use it? It's weird.
You move like a pregnant cow.
You move like a pregnant cow. Don't talk about my wife that way. No, it was a regular silver dagger. You just didn't want to use it. It's odd. Okay, where is this thing? If you were schizophrenia medicine in a dungeon, where would you be? Ooh, Dwarven. Okay.
Do your worst! I fought mud crabs more fearsome
Yeah,
than
well,
you.
that's what the last dead guy said.
That's the best you can do. Oh!
Now, it's very heavy, so I'm probably not going to be able to carry any more, but...
Guess it was me. Do you?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Who's there?
Oops. There we go. Hey, at least this guy knows how to use his dagger. What was that? Did you hear that? That was a very intimidating battle cry. Ooh.
Hello, who's there?
Hello. Yes, Bogon, give up your advantage and come to me. Wow. That was a pretty gamer power attack you just did there. Okay. Couple things. Let's get the shield. Come on. Oh, just hit my own guy. Oh. You got one. Okay. Let's get some Get him, Flame Atronach. What are you doing? Where's our heal?
Let's get this over with!
Get impatient. This is how we win. Okay. It was a prank. Am I getting drained? Oh, I see why. Was out of that category of, did he get the Flame Atronach finally kill that guy? Yeah, I think he did. Good job. And there I have it. Killed them all in one hit. Oh yeah, no lockpicks. Oh, but I have a spell for that one. $20 gold. I was hoping he'd have a magic weapon there. No? Well, that's where the key goes, but it's over here. So these bandits are defending this guy's tomb so that no one steals the schizophrenia medicine. What's the story here? Okay. They couldn't kill these imps? That's the story? These imps were too much? So they were just guarding the imps that they couldn't defeat so that... It's a weird quest. Do some grave robbing. Okay, so yeah, it's just in his grave. So then when did she have it? Like, why would she have it if it was buried with him? Did she loot her own, like, father's grave and then now someone put it back? Like, again, shouldn't it just be in some, shouldn't it just be in, like, a bandit camp somewhere? Like, someone stole it from her? That would make a lot more sense. Or what you could do is you could have, what's his face? The guy who doesn't like her, who for some reason wants her to be crazy, I guess so that she gets fired. You could have said that he stole it and then sold it to, like, bandits or something. And then that's why it's in a bandit camp. My skill levels, okay.
Look, just
Jump scare.
stop right there, all right? I can't let you leave with that amulet. I need it right now.
Why?
I took the other one, and that should have been enough. I shouldn't
Oh,
have
there's
to
more
go
than one.
through all this just to get rid of her.
That's a weird way to
It's
explain
not
this.
even as if I was going to keep it forever. I was gonna... Once she helped me advance out of that place and step down, then she could have it back.
Why would she step
Why
down
did
if
you have
she's
to get in
literally
the way?
schizo?
Why are you trying...
This plan does not make sense, dude. Also, why is there an option just to give it to him if you want? Okay, so his plan was to take away her meds so that she would go schizo, which for some reason would make her voluntarily step down. Why didn't you just blackmail her? Why didn't you take the thing and then say, like, I know your secret, or I won't give it back unless you step down? Also, again, why couldn't I just give it to him? You think that they'd let you make a choice here? It wouldn't change that much either. Well, this guy's kind of stupid. You died as you lived. For no reason. They lock the door so you can't run away from him? That's weird. There's other stuff in the game that doesn't do that. I guess they just really wanted you to fight him. And that's why there's no option to give it to him. I mean, I don't really associate the Elder Scrolls games with choices. There's just not those kind. It's just not that kind of RPG where you like branching quests or like choosing the outcome or whatever. But it's like this quest was designed to be one where you make a choice at the end between Calthar and Dagala, and you can kind of see what the debate would be. It would be like, well, Calthar's a dick, but he is right that there should be competent leadership. And then the other side is, well, she has meds, so it can get like brought under control. This is probably the weakest recommendation quest now that I'm replaying them all. Because the other ones that also like nothing, where like nothing happens, at least they're short. Like the one where the guy, where she's like, I need you to go get our guy from the cave. The one with Rosh Penn's voice actor. At least that one is literally as simple as marks cave on map, goes through cave, talks to guy, goes home.
What is it? I laughed. I assure you.
Nice to...
But this one you have to like talk to 3 different people in a specific order. I guess there's also the Sigma Grindset staff quest. That one's weird too.
Yes? Is there something I can help you?
Where you like drug people.
You found it!
You don't care that I killed it? Okay,
Be
whatever.
seeing you.
Calthar's quickly forgotten.
Good. Savi, Count Mage. Farewell.
Alright, come take your meds. Where is she? Too bad she didn't write a schizo manifesto. This would be like on her desk. That would be keynote.
How do you
On the Daedric princes and their lives.
Nothing has changed, child.
Child. I have schizophrenia, child.
Found it, have you? Ah, child. With the voices quieted, though I must warn you, it will be up to you to decide the fate of
Whoa, I'm the main character?
The
Really?
mythic dawn have been left.
Within its walls live those who you will come to.
You too.
I hope I can...
The guild needs you.
Bye.
Which ones do we have left? Oh yeah, Anvil. Also, I didn't do the rest of Fingers of the Mountain where you actually get the spell. What's also odd about the Fingers of the Mountain quest, did I ever actually get the recommendation? I think I just gave her, because obviously she can't give the recommendation. Oh, I remember what I needed. I needed a welcome stone. Okay, let's do this, because I think I actually don't have the recommendation. I think I just gave her the book and then moved on. Because obviously the recommendation doesn't come from her, it comes from the Argonian guy. So if I recall correctly, you gotta put the welcome stone, and then you gotta do Shocking Grasp on the stone. Epic. Alright, let's see what the spell looks like, if it's broken or not. Okay, so it sucks. 63 magic for 20 points of damage. What's this one? I guess this is 10 for 12? Yeah, it's... Oh well. Oh well. Alright, let's go see about finishing this recommendation. Also, why does it say I still have this quest? I guess it wants me to go talk to the elf lady.
Another septum.
Let's hear it.
What?
Oh,
Please,
wrong
by all
guild.
means.
Oh, they didn't lock me in this time. Thanks, guys.
What? Go ahead. Is the book... What? At no time did I ever... You will retrieve the book in me.
Fine. I wonder if I could just convince her to give it to me, considering she couldn't read it. Because that's what happened, right? She took it, she's like, yeah, I couldn't read any of it except for this one part that gives you a spell. So you'd think that she'd just give it back to you, because she has no use for it. That way everybody's happy.
Well met. I saw Valis O'Deal at the Grey Mare again today.
It is funny because it seems to indicate Tikus is like overestimating how dangerous the book is, or at the very least, how competent Irana is. Is there no beds in this fucking guild? Why do I have to go through 3 loading screens to get to the beds? And they're all owned. Come on. There we go. I just want to level up.
Hail. Hello. I'm thinking...
am I going to get this from her? There's no way I'll be able to pickpocket
How
successfully.
do you do? What do you want?
Good to see you.
What?
Oh, is it just going to be like in her house or something?
That someone saw the ghost.
She lives in a tavern, right?
I've killed far worse than you.
Just imagine that. You just walk around telling everybody that you killed worse than them.
Hello. You haven't seen my sons, have you? My sons. Oh, my sons.
Why am I getting a marker for that? Oh, it must be upstairs.
More
Oh, yeah, I
sons.
forgot.
Who will help them now?
Calm down. Alright, so we have no lockpicks and we can't cast the spell to open this door. Do we have a scroll? A scroll of sneeding. No.
An honor to.
Do you have a lockpick?
Let's do business.
Nope. Wonder.
I have. The room's. Goodbye.
Okay. How are we gonna get this door open? How are we gonna get a lockpick? It's alteration. Is that? Let me see something. Doesn't tell me. Oh, it's what is it, journeyman? So it tells you the school of magic, but not what level you need it to be. We're at 38. And the next is 50. Okay.
I'm
Mad.
Leave me alone.
Okay, calm down. Hey, Rana, can you give me your...
I heard there's a new shipment of weapons at Fire and Steel. Have you
I wonder if she has a
been
key on her.
I haven't.
Oh.
Keep your fingers to yourself, thief!
I didn't do nothing.
Stop right there, criminals!
I didn't steal anything.
That's too bad. I would.
What am I gonna pay? Look, I didn't even pay because I didn't do anything.
Hello.
What the hell?
Hello there.
Just in RPG lives matter. I'm being persecuted because I am married to a flame matron. They don't respect my lifestyle choices.
Good day. You too.
All right, well, let's go to Anvil until we get a lockpick. Yes. I guess the innkeeper probably has a key. Hold on, let's do that actually. I'm gonna pickpocket the innkeeper for the key. She'll catch me, of course, but I'll be able to open the door and take the book before the guards show up. And then the guards won't take the book. I don't think it'll count as stolen. Alright. Let's try this heist.
Guards! Guards! We've got a pickpocket here.
Mad? She doesn't even have a key. Or here. So just no one has a key to this lock. Oh, hold on. There we go. We did it, Reddit.
How are you?
Thanks for keeping the door open. Also, she's sleeping with an orc. That's tough. There's an orc in there. The guy who threatens to kill everybody. Greened. No wonder she wears green. She's a slime burner.
Stables now offers to protect your horse. Seems handy enough.
What's going on out here? It's the middle of the night. This guy's got no shirt on, talking to a guard. It's just some kind of...
Sneedneus is worried.
Sneedneus. Oh, Darmon's missing. Better go save her. Darmon's cute. Alright, time to wake up Tikas, because this is so important, this book that the person can't even read. I bet Tikas can't read it either. Not another door. Not another locked door. No. Oh well, he'll get up in the morning, I guess. Hi, Albert, a little.
Go ahead. Have you
Yeah, here you go.
Finally, I shall also overlook your...
I didn't have a transgression. Just because I gave it to her? That was poor leadership, dude. Instructions unclear. Alright, now we just have to do Anvil. Damn, look at this short king.
Go ahead, please.
This is the guy who sold me the Flame Atronach
May I
spell.
interest you in some of my fine wares?
You two. Excuse. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all.
What are you trying? Mysticism? Yeah.
Buy.
I could go for some alteration though. You better than that.
Too malorious flood.
I'm Sneedalorius Feedalorius.
Be seeing you.
Hi there. Stop! You violated the
Whoa.
law. Pay the court a fine.
I didn't do shit.
That's too bad. Okay.
Is it because of that pickpocketing? Whatever. Apparently the news got all the way to Anvil. I forgot that in this one the bounties are like universal. They're not by city like in Skyrim. That was one good change. An example of like an actual positive, not just streamlining type change.
How can I help you?
Huh. You know, I just thought of something. Why don't they want you to get a recommendation from Kvatch? I mean, obviously it's because Kvatch is destroyed, but that's like the script reason. I mean, the like in-universe reason.
I wouldn't go in there. We have orders to leave everything just...
This is a, this is how you start the Knights of the Nine quest.
Farewell.
This prophet guy is Kino, though. He just spurgs out. But yeah, why do they want you to get the? They don't ask you to get a recommendation from Kvatch, because obviously Kvatch gets Kvatch is like Schrodinger's destroyed city, where it only becomes destroyed when you observe it. But like,
Mark Gullet,
they should they should at least think that you should get it, and then you go there, and then it's
I'm
destroyed.
Thane Relis of the Mages Guild. I handle alchemy training for the Anvil chapter. Bye.
Imp.
Hello.
Sparky.
I greet you. You too.
Does no one here know what's up with the recommendations? It's a secret?
Hello, associate. To earn a recommendation,
Uh-huh.
unlike some frivolous...
Yeah?
Then allow me to explain the task. Several traveling merchants have been found dead along... You are going... We believe the killings are the actions of... You are to travel north. Some mages do not abide by the frost burns found on the victims in this case. These scrolls...
Okay, so it's just bandits.
He may... Good
Okay.
day.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Yeah, that's what they all say, buddy.
Be seeing you.
Well met. Let's do business. Goodbye.
I'm looking for...
What? Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
Just looking for better... Yes, basically.
Tell your friends.
Okay, so look at
Farewell.
this. This is what I'm talking about with Fingers in the Mountain being a broken spell. So, 20 shock damage, and it costs 63. This flare I just got, or flash bolt, also does 20 damage, but it only costs 44. I thought they fixed that. Because in the base game, the way it works is, when, you know, because all the quest rewards are leveled, right? Unless you mod it like I did. The low level Fingers the Mountain isn't bad. It's like pretty mana efficient. But the higher level ones are literally so inefficient. They're some of them are like impossible to cast because it costs so much mana. And I thought they fixed that. I thought that was like one of the few changes that they brought over from the unofficial Oblivion patch. I also saw in the mod, when I was getting the merchant mod, I saw that there is an unofficial Oblivion remastered patch, so I'm gonna look at that for next time.
What do you want?
Bad. Why is everyone so mad all the time? I guess she has a reason to. It's because her husband stole her dowry and ran away to die in a dungeon. That's what that lady's quest is. Jumping while going uphill, like, mass levels your athletics. I don't really know why, but it does.
What is it?
Mad.
Hello there.
That's what I mean, everyone's
Hello,
mad.
strange
She's not
Kerahilla.
mad.
Go and speak with Christoph. Rent. If anyone asks, you are no friend. I.
Well, welcome. Haven't seen it. I don't like... I'm afraid that I can't rent you... You too.
What?
Welcome to the... Let me guess. Of course. I merely ask out of concern. Are you interested? I'm afraid that I can't rent you the room if you can't afford it.
Oh, I have no money?
Be seeing
That's funny. Alright.
you.
Hold on. Did the guard confiscate all my money?
What's new with you?
Yes?
I thought it was a 25 gold fine. What the fuck is this, Brazil?
Welcome to...
He just emptied my
little
pockets?
food and drink will do you some good.
Oh well. At least I have all this shit. Here, have some ectoplasm, dude. I'll give you an ectoplasm if you let me sleep in your bed.
Thank you. Come again. Take
Pardon
care.
me. Did I hear you say that you... Don't you worry, what with the recent killing? Well, you take care of yourself.
Evening.
What is it now?
Very sus.
What's
Good
new
evening.
with you?
Rumor has it the Nerevarine has left Morrowind on an expedition to Akavir. And
Banished to Akavir. Banished to Akavir for being too racist. Isn't what's-his-face supposed to come talk to me?
Hell, we should speak in your room.
hello there.
Damn, I'm like Ethan Ralph. Getting a girl to get in a hotel room.
All right.
Come into my room.
Once you've rested, you'll need to continue along. I shall be, should you be confronted by this cow. Once the mage has revealed.
Okay, well, it's obviously going to be the lady who was like, I'm a robber. Like, I heard you're a merchant and you have money. I hope you don't get robbed. Like, isn't that like the first rule of being a criminal is you don't have prior contact with the victim? Because then you like creates like a trail. Now, she technically wanted me to sleep after I talked to her, but it's already in the morning. I wonder if the quest is going to work. Or if it's not going to, because, like, it checks to see if you use the bed after you talk to her. That'll be really annoying. It would also be a very oblivious thing. Hell.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, bandit. You gonna rob me? Man, this guy's a shitty bandit. He didn't even ask for money.
This ends here.
He's more like just a random murderer than a bandit. Oh, you did it, dude. You saved the city. I think my prediction is going to come true. The quest is not going to trigger unless you sleep in the bed. So I think that you're supposed to have been here by now. But I do remember this quest. Yeah. How close are we? Yeah, yeah, I was right. It definitely should have happened by now. Because the idea is not that you get all the way to Kvatch. So yeah, it checks to see if you actually sleep in the bed, but only after you talk to her, even though I did sleep in the bed before.
Hello.
Hello.
Go on. Enough talk.
Yep. Look, yeah, so it triggers. It's like the quest stage doesn't go unless you actually sleep in the bed after you talk to her.
How goes it?
So,
it is ill-advised for us to speak.
Did I not tell you to avoid contact with us?
bad. Well, you're standing right here. What's that? Oh, courier. Usually they're on a horse.
What can I do for you? Take care.
Yep, there's our totally inconspicuous person.
I'm afraid you're... I'll be taking whatever you're...
Where the hell are... Where's my backup? The two people who... They're just gonna... Oh, there you are. Do your job. This guy... The Legion's just like, not my jurisdiction. This is a Mages Guild matter. Well met.
You've done well. You should return to Anvil. You too.
Oh, he won't even talk to me. He's overcome. Yeah, I'm pressing it, but okay. Well. Get back to patrol, Legionnaire guy. Another day in the Legion.
So, a she, you say? And she's dead? Well, you have done, though I must say, I doubt it. You have... Raminus Polus will want...
There we go.
You too.
Hello, associate. It seems you've... I have received recommendation as a full-fledged member of the Mage. Take a moment and try...
We did it.
We come to the... You have, no doubt, seen some of the worst the Guild has to offer. What I hope you will now
You're
see
not only
is that while
only
the
human,
Guild
there's
can be
Argonians and
disjointed
Khajiits and
misused,
elves.
it can also achieve some wonder. Now you have an opportunity to engage in more... You do not yet... The Arcane University has been here for... Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil. Before you can begin, every mage carries a staff. The wood used for stave. Several mages tend to the grove, and should be able to... You have your task. Wellspring Cave. You
All
shall
right.
have a true mage's staff.
Now we're going to uncorrupt the Mages Guild from the inside by making them understand through the love of Flame Atronachs. That's what they need to learn, honestly. If you don't love your magic, literally, then what's it all really for? Also, I've been applied to the Dune Awakening beta. So if I get that, like tomorrow, I might stream. I want to get on the ground floor of that game, or at least try, because it's one of those games where there's a massive incentive to get in on the ground floor, because like those are the kind of games where, like, the survival games where you build stuff, and if you try to join like a year into the game, there's just already this massive class structure that exists, and they will you'll just get destroyed. You'll just become someone's slave, essentially. But, you know, maybe I could be the enslaver if I get in beta. Doesn't sound good, but, you know, my